Americans who choose to pay some or all of their income taxes quarterly are increasingly getting fined for underpaying. Here to explain why is Yahoo Finance's Kerry Hannon. And Kerry, this is something that affects many Americans. So what should folks be keeping in mind?
Yeah, I mean, it truly is something that's easy to skip by but the fact is so many people are contract workers now or gig workers, and this can even touch, retirees and small business owners. So it's important to make your quarterly tax payments to the IRS. Today is one that is due today on June 17th. The next one is the September 16th, and then January 15th. What happens and why this has become kind of a startling big deal is that if you don't pay at least 90% of what your income's going to be for the year in these quarterlies, broken down in these quarterlies, you could be subject to a penalty, which is in essence interest on the money that is due the IRS. So how they calculate that is it's now 8%. That's a huge amount. It's compounded daily. And it used to be, I mean, just back in 2021, it was 3%. So let's go back to what our interest rates are now. We talk about the impact of the higher interest rates, and this is where it's coming in to hit taxpayers because they take the federal short-term interest rate plus 3 percentage points to determine how much you're going to pay if you are not on that gap of what you are owed, the IRS is owed, and what you have paid. So it's really important because when you're a contract worker, no one's withholding these taxes for you. If you're with an employer, they do this for you. And so it makes it pretty seamless. But when you're on your own, it's up to you to do it. And underpayment of taxes is something that can really hit you hard if you're not paying attention, particularly this year with the interest rates as high as they are on that money that's due.
Yeah, Kerry, no one wants to pay interest on their taxes. So what can people do to avoid these types of penalties?
Yeah, it's very important to try to break it down and make these quarterly estimates. And I understand that if you're a contract worker, your income can fluctuate and it makes it really tricky to do. But I mean, they love it. If you can pay at least 100% of what you paid last year, then, broken down into these payments, you're probably going to be in pretty good shape. But what I would recommend people and the experts I talk to is for each paycheck, set aside automatically a portion for taxes. Play your own, employer withholder and do it paycheck by paycheck so it's not such a startling big amount of money. The IRS has an individual taxpayer center that is very helpful at answering some of these questions. I personally like working with a tax advisor because they can help you. I know for me, I freelanced for many years. My accountant would send me you're ready for your quarterly payment. This is how much you should send. This is where you send it to based on last year's tax return. So he broke it down for me, but you can do this yourself and through tax software can help you as well. But I think it's very important to pay attention and try to automate these payments for yourself so you make sure you don't miss these deadlines. Again, the final thing I'll say is just pay something, even if you miss whatever that deadline, the June 17th or the September 1, whatever it is, pay anytime because the compound is daily. The compounded interest is daily. So you get something in there, you're going to reduce whatever that potential penalty could be. There are little ways around all of this, of course, but this is the general rules.
Very important information to know. Kerry Hannon, thank you so much.